Looking to take your financial knowledge to the next level? You're in the right place. Welcome to Ask Ralph, offering accounting, technical, and financial advice. Whether you're looking to save taxes or improve your business, he's got you covered. Here's your host of Ask Ralph, Ralph Eastup Jr.
Welcome back to the Ask Ralph Show. Today we're joined by Kenny Zajaczkowski, who's the founder and owner of Stay True Plumbing. Welcome to the show, Kenny.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Hey, I thought we'd start by you telling me a little about your journey from being a worker to a business owner.
Oh, man, what a journey it was. It all started with just getting a job from a good friend of mine. I was out looking for work. I used to do big commercial kind of work and got laid off every wintertime, so I needed some full-time work. So buddy of mine needed a helper at his job, got me into the plumbing field, and I've been at it ever since, going on about 14 years now.
Now, the name of your company is Stay True Plumbing. How did you come up with the name Stay True Plumbing?
It was a saying that kind of got me through life there. I was searching for my journey and my purpose and all, and I came up with a saying, stay focused, stay true, and that kind of kept me pushing. And when it came time to name my business, I figured what better name than Stay True Plumbing.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. So as a new business owner, I say new, it's been for a few years. What's been the most challenging thing about you running your business?
The most challenging thing probably about running a business, getting the details of business together, learning new things, and as I'm growing, control of my business. I have to tend to loosen up my control a little bit, I guess. I obviously can't do everything myself, so I have to depend on others. And that's hard when you're the type of person that wants to be hands-on on everything.
Sure. That's tough. The decentralization of management and all that sort of things. So what have you learned in your time in business that really surprised you? You kind of didn't expect?
I can't say there's any really surprises out there. I knew it was going to be tough. Every day you learn a little bit more. You continue to work towards goals that you have, and you kind of expect to come across different things every day. Dealing with people, dealing with the new idea of business and everything that goes with a business. There's no real surprises. I knew it was going to be trouble and a lot of work, and every day it's something new. So.
Yeah, one of the things a lot of new clients will come to me and say is, I want to go in business for myself so I can work less. I bet you would say that you probably work more, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. When it's your business, you're constantly worrying, constantly thinking about how to improve, what you can do next. There's really no days off. Even the days that you have off, you're still some way tied into your business. So you're definitely never working less.
Yeah, that's what I always tell clients. Somebody will come into me and they'll say, hey, Ralph, I'm looking for somebody to run my business for me. And I kind of chuckle and I say, well, no one's going to run your business like you run it.
That is correct.
So what sets you apart? What sets apart your business from other people in the same plumbing industry?
I would say we're more of a personalized base business, keeping it small rather than trying to outgrow the workforce, I guess. We're definitely not all about the money and more of a personal company. There's a million plumbing companies out there that we see, and they're all about making the next dollar. We're more so about taking care of the next person instead.
And that makes sense. A few years ago, I brought in a marketing person to my practice, and I said, I want you to take a look at my practice and figure it out. And he says, well, what business are you in? I said, well, that's pretty simple. I'm an accountant. And he goes, no, you're not. He said, you're in a relationship business. Exactly. And Kenny, I think you're thinking along the same lines, are you?
Oh, yes, sir. Every day we meet new people, and you can win or lose a job based on your interaction with the person.
Oh, absolutely. And how do you work with your staff to get them to understand the importance of those relationships?
Well, one big thing about my staff is I've known all of them on a personal level before hiring them as a plumber. And I've always said, you can train somebody to be a better plumber, but you can't train somebody to be a better person. So the first step is getting good people around you, and then hopefully all the pieces fall together and they become good assets to the company.
No, and that makes sense. And I imagine there's some challenges, though, having people that you've known for a while and friends, though, out working in the field. Does it make it more complicated to sort of give them the verbal warnings or the reprimands of, hey, guys, you didn't do that quite the way I would have done it?
Yes and no. I try to form a good leadership role by example of most people. So I show them how I do things, and I tell them I expect them to follow suit per se. It does make it a little more difficult. I don't want to be as hard on them, but at the same time, sometimes you can say a little extra things to them that you wouldn't feel comfortable saying to a complete stranger, more or less.
Now, that makes sense. Now, what are your plans for growth and expansion? Are there areas you're looking at getting into or things that you're looking to do?
You know what? We really just take it day by day. I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's one big thing I've been worried about since day one of my business. Mm-hmm. Just taking it as it comes, and you grow when the opportunity presents itself to grow. You try to hold off as long as you can. And it's also finding the right people to fit in the right places and molding the ones that you do have to hopefully fit in the places. And you kind of just take it as it comes. I don't ever want to be a big business. I'd rather stay small and personalized and, just take care of the people we can.
And that makes sense. And, one of the things I've learned in my practice is a lot of times, especially contracting people like yourself, they get the opportunities to grow and they outgrow themselves. And it becomes, they're chasing after the next job because they've got 10 truck payments to make, or they've got to handle this or that. And it really, it spells disaster for them. So I think the idea of, growing as the opportunities present themselves makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And it's just all about balance. You got to figure out what you can do to perform in business and how you can make it work with what you got. And like you said, don't outgrow yourself. Just take it day by day and go from there.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense because you can get caught up in the chasing after something bigger, but if you're giving a good product to your customers, I would assume that speaks volumes about how to get new business. So, how do my listeners reach you, and do you offer any special offers at this time?
Oh, we're just like any company. You can find us on the web. Facebook is a big promotion source for us. And of course, our phone number would be 302-464-1198. That's the best way to reach us. Of course, personal, one-on-one conversation is always key for us. A lot of things can get lost in emails and such. Always, for your guys listeners, we could give out any type of deal. I would like to say about 15% discount on service work, but every job is a job, so we'll do our best to take care of them as long as they mention Ask Ralph Show.
Oh, very good, Kenny, and I thank you for being on the show today, and I wish your Stay True Plumbing the best of success in the future.
And thank you very much, and it's always a pleasure to talk with you.
You've been listening to Ask Ralph, brought to you by Sagio Accounting Plus. Please subscribe to and rate our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and leave us a rating and review. Our podcast is produced by Carolyn Peters. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at Ask Ralph Media. You can also hear me each week on 1450 WILM and on 1410 WDOV in Delaware and on the iHeartRadio app. Submit your questions or ideas for future shows by sending an email to AskRalph@AskRalph.com.
The information contained in this episode of Ask Ralph is based on data available as of the date of its release. Sagio Accounting Plus and Ask Ralph Media Inc. is under no obligation to update this content if changes occur. Applying this information to your specific situation requires careful consideration of all facts and circumstances, and any information provided is not to be considered as financial, tax, or legal advice. Please consult your tax advisor or attorney before acting on any material covered.